Welcome to Practical Smokers, where we light up in the latest of cigar culture and lifestyle while providing a healthy dose of humor and news. I'm your host, Cole Parker, with my fellow host, J Money.
J Money in the building. You know what it is. We chasing the money till the money chase us, baby.
Oh, shit. Look at him.
Yeah.
He dropping that bitch like it ain't nothing, it ain't nothing.
You already know.
And last but not least, our special guest for the day. The guest for the day is Shannon. Widely loved, widely viewed, widely favored, highly loved, and highly viewed. What's up, Shannon? How you doing, baby?
Hey, loves. I appreciate the opportunity to be on the podcast. Thank you so very much.
Most definitely.
For those who don't know, where we always take Patio Socialist Cigar Lounge, 3150 Highland Parkway in Smyrna, Georgia, by the way. Shannon's pretty much like the staple here. Outside of the owners that we've been on the show, we've had Keith before. George made a half appearance, but Shannon never has. Shannon actually manages the humidor. Shannon pretty much makes sure the wheels stay oiled and the motherfucking machine keep moving.
I manage the girls.
Am I in charge of the girls? Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So today we having her here because in having her here, we're able to talk about a little bit more. Like, we got to learn a little bit more about Shannon, right?
Sure.
We know that Shannon also, outside of Dust Cigars, she actually has a clothing line.
Yes.
Clothing line, Cigarionaire.
Yes.
Man, let me tell you, I practiced that bitch 7 times before I said it. Cigarionaire, right?
How you spell it?
Like millionaire, but with cigar.
Okay, bet. Great answer.
He right.
On top of that, she's also a life and hydration coach. Is this correct?
Yes.
Is it life and hydration?
No, so I messed that up.
Okay.
It's emotional hydration coach.
Yes.
All right, but she's a certified life coach, but she doesn't. She goes by.
How about we let her
emotional
tell us?
hydration coach.
Because you done fucked it up already. So
No, I didn't. I
we
got
gonna
it
get
right.
her to tell it.
All right, go right ahead then.
Tell us what that is and what it means.
So, yes, I am a certified life coach, but I think that we have to be very cognizant of the choice of words that we use. So, for example, every word that you use basically has some type of spiritual significance or a spirit attached to it. So for me, I'm an emotional hydration coach. I believe there's a lot of us that are suffering with emotional dehydration, which makes us addicted to validation, among other things. And so I'm here to hydrate you emotionally, because when you learn to fill your own cup, then you can then give out of a position of abundance and not out of a place of need.
Wow.
You know what's funny?
My cup is running over.
So at the beginning of this season, we decided to do something a lot different, right? So we actually formatted all of our season, storyline and everything that came with it. And this was pretty much cigar rituals, finding your zen in cigars. So like with me, okay, when I'm around a beach, water, big body of water, anything like that, and I got a cigar, I am in my.
I get it.
I am there. I'm stuck in it. Hence why I'm moving to Tampa.
Oh,
No,
don't
all
So
worry.
I
right
can
now.
live in that space.
Oh,
Don't worry,
all right
man.
now.
You know we're gonna miss you.
So I'm gonna miss y'all too, but damn it, guess what? I'm gonna be.
Sounds more like Namyo
I don't know. Last person saw that, she burned somebody's car. So I'm not burning nobody's fucking car, but I tell you. So like me, my process, I wake up early in the morning, like even on a cruise. Like we all went on a cruise for my birthday. And on the cruise, every morning I'll be up at sunrise. I have me a stick. I'll be on the front side of the aft side of the ship.
Yes.
And I'll just take it all in. I'll sit there, I'll meditate for maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Right.
I'll smoke my cigar, and that really kicked off my day. Sometimes I did it with an hour or less of sleep, but I still made sure I damn did it, right?
Right.
So do you have your own ritualistic process at times when it comes to cigar smoking?
I'm gonna say yes and no, because
Okay.
I think when I think of ritualistic things, I think of more ceremonial things,
Okay.
celebration,
Okay.
things of that nature. I think mine is more habitual than
Okay.
it is ritualistic.
Like a
However,
obituary.
We ain't gonna go that far because we ain't burying shit in here. However, I do think what I do think is, with being in the humidor, one of the things that I consider to be ritualistic is my each one teach one method.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that come into the humidor that are not really smokers. You know, they're interested in learning the process, and I think that unfortunately, you know, when you're in the cigar culture, you're in the cigar culture. But there is no avenue created for those that are interested in entering the cigar culture. A lot of times what happens is new smokers get shunned on for things that they're doing or doing incorrectly, but you don't have anyone to teach them.
Like two grown-ass men sharing a Tatiana Groovy Blue.
Pretty
Right.
much.
Yeah,
Well,
that's just terrible.
For those that know me and those that come in the humidor, you guys know I do not allow men to smoke Tatiana. I definitely recommend something else.
Right.
But I think that part is ritualistic because I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to teach people the correct way to smoke cigars, to introduce them to the culture of cigars, so that when they do enter into a cigar lounge, into an establishment, they have some footing, they have some foundation, and that gives them the, you know, just the interest of wanting to come back and do it again.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So for me, man,
Right.
I remember when I had a lawn, what I would do is early on Saturday mornings, I would go and grab me like a Joya de Nicaragua and a coffee.
Oh,
and
what?
Joya,
Hoya.
Hoya.
Come on now,
Oh, yeah.
Mexican.
My bad.
You the Mexican on the show. You supposed to know the difference.
Sí.
Arriba!
Los Oyinto. Hoya de Nicaragua
Okay.
and a coffee. And I would just cut my grass. I felt like I was in a great place. Had my headphones on,
Right.
and it was cool. You know, I was very zenned out. And it was very peaceful and very therapeutic. Nowadays, you know, for me, if I could just get a little time to myself, go to a nice place. If they got live music, it's cool. If they don't, you know, if they got some music going on, it's okay. One of the things have been is definitely to get a blend. Excuse me, a bourbon or a blend of or a cab, and just kind of relax and watch the game.
Gotcha. You know, so we had Leo Brown on the show
Yeah.
from PDR Cigars talking about different pairings, different
Correct.
cigar pairings.
Correct.
First of all, amazing show. If you haven't watched it, go back and check it out, right? So with Leo came in and told us a couple of things you can pair. Well, there's something in the embodiment of that pairing, right?
Yeah.
If you're pairing your morning cigar with your morning cafe con leche, latte, tea,
Yeah.
whatever the hell you decide,
Right.
right? If you're in your midday unwind from work, do you do it with a spirit, or you do it with the wine, or a fucking Dr. Pepper like we found out?
Right.
23 flavors in a Dr. Pepper.
Right.
Great to pair with.
Right.
Who would have thunk, right? Whatever that is, whatever you find in your place of peace, I would recommend going there. And it's not always just because it's a cigar. You know, sometimes the habit forming of cigar smoking does make you release that
What else?
zen and that ritual
Yeah.
and that meditation part of the cigar.
And
Yeah,
that's
you
one
know.
of the things that I was going to say as well. You know, like I said, I consider my smoking of cigars or my zen habitual because it's something I do all the time. You know what I'm
Right, yeah.
saying? It doesn't call for day, night drinking.
Right.
It's just something that has become a habit and or rather a practice for
Right.
me. And anything you practice, you become a master of it. So my whole thing is, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, wherever you are, sometimes you have to be in the state of mind where you can bring your zen with you. And a lot of people haven't mastered that. Zen is not a place. You know what I'm saying? It's a destination, and sometimes it's a mental escape that you have to take yourself to in order to reach your Zen. So Zen can be personal, and that can be ritualistic. Having that own personal relationship with yourself, finding your own position and place of peace, and taking that wherever you are.
I think that is perfect.
That's
And that
wrong.
actually leads to something else, right? Because sometimes that's the easier task for women than men, right? Because sometimes with men, our place of peace is just pretty much everybody shut the fuck up,
Right.
right? That's all we need.
Yeah.
I don't need to burn no candles. I don't need to light no sage. I don't need to bless the house first. I need
gotta eat no
everybody
cake,
go to
none of that.
Go to their damn corners and
Right.
shut the hell up, right? So when it comes to cigar smoking and finding, even with the habit forming and the practice of it, and in a very male-dominated industry, because it is just that, right? How do you introduce the femininity into that, right? Like, so how do you maintain the femininity, introduce it, and keep it to be your own at all times? Because you did make the statement like, I don't allow men to buy groovy blues, right?
I love
now,
that.
of course, if that's what they're going to go with, hell, you're still a retailer, right? So you're still selling, but it's strongly discouraged.
It is.
That'd be the words we use. We won't say don't allow, because sometimes to certain men that is an attack, especially from a woman, especially a woman who has a strong personality, and especially a strong personality from fucking Brooklyn, Flatbush, 33rd.
What it be, yo, son? What's up?
Right?
Yo,
So what
that?
we'll say it is strongly
Yo,
discouraged.
sensitive.
Right.
Okay.
So in it being strongly discouraged, but you got to maintain your femininity, because that also means there's a line, and you just not also telling women, okay, you're a first-time cigar smoker, you started the groovy blue, right? So how do you balance that, being in the humidor, managing the humidor?
So, for me, okay, so we're gonna go with strongly discouraged.
Strongly discouraged, like that, right?
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna stand on that. Strongly
Okay.
discouraged. So, you know, a lot of times you have men that come into the humidor that are or have been exposed to smoking cigars, but their exposure is very limited.
Okay.
Okay.
Most men, or excuse me, a lot of men that come into the patio in particular, when they come into the cigar lounge, their experience have been inducted by a woman. So usually a woman is like, hey, you should smoke this tastes good. Or they'll come in asking, oh, well, I smoke Black and Milds, I want something similar. And my whole thing is, when I introduce people to cigars,
Go to Citgo.
pretty much.
Right.
But when I introduce people to smoking cigars, I talk to them about just being open to explore other options. Being feminine in that element. Being feminine
She had a
in
little
that.
rash break out when she said it.
Right.
Feminine.
Right.
See, but the thing about it is that even in femininity, that requires a level of being assertive, and people don't talk about that dynamic in femininity.
Copy
You
that.
know, I have to be assertive in what I'm doing because it's a male-dominated industry, and although I respect the fact that we were allowed to enter that space,
For lack of a
'cause
better term.
right? For lack of a better term, yes. Because again, it was significantly for men, and so you know,
White
the
old
fact-
men, if you want to
yeah,
be more
pretty
specific,
much,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
to be more specific, but just allowing us to enter that space because that space is very sacred. You know, so for men, having that moment to kind of ooh and ah, woosah, you know, that place of peace outside of home, you know, so for the most part, I mean, being feminine is knowing who you are, and it's a celebration of womanhood. So for me,
Wow.
I know who I am. I celebrate the fact that yes, I can be graceful, I can be sexy, I can be sensual, I can be all of those things, and those things are openly embraced. And when you come with that, when you come with the cigar knowledge, when you come with an explanation, not just saying, hey, well, I'm going to strongly discourage you from smoking Tatianas, but I'm going to introduce you to something else. And then when you talk to them and give them an explanation, leave that pathway open for them to have that exchange of dialogue with you to tell you what they like, what they're interested in, what their past experience is, then you're able to introduce them to things. And then, you know, like I said, that's how you kind of create new smokers. That's how you go from the novice to
Right.
the enthusiast. You know, it's a transition in the culture. So I'm appreciative for that.
So, you know, seeing that there is a lot more women that are being put into the culture, they're liking cigar culture. What kind of effect have you seen that has had with just your personal experience here at the patio? You know, far as when I say what kind of effect has it had a obviously a positive effect, but from the standpoint of sales, from the standpoint of exposure, from the standpoint of just cigars period, what kind of effect do you see it has had here at the patio?
Well, I definitely think that it has had a great effect on the patio per se, because, you know, Unfortunately, it's not unfortunate, but it is unfortunate. A lot of women come to the patio and to cigar lounges, to be more specific, looking for men.
It's a good place.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, shit. Outside the church, amen.
Amen.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Find a good man at a
Like
cigar
that.
bar.
Yeah,
If
like
you
that.
go there on a Sunday
But
after
again, like I
service.
said,
Right.
it's a double-edged sword, because it's fortunate because yes, you do have a lot of men that come into the cigar lounge, but it's equally unfortunate because you have, dicks in suits. So just because I wear a suit doesn't mean that I have good character. Doesn't mean that I have integrity.
Oh, you don't mean a penis, you mean dick head.
Pretty much.
Okay. Because
Okay.
I like
Pretty
shit.
much.
I mean, I qualify for dick and suit.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
My
we might
birthday
just,
suit.
right, we might just do a party.
I'm a dick in a suit right
You know
now.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
And that's the thing, I don't want women to think that, just because I come to the cigar lounge that, yes, you have a greater chance of dealing with a different capacity of men, which is great because you have men or cigars have the ability to open up that intellectual side of conversation, which women are hungry for. They're hungry for conversation. So that opens up that platform. And again, like I said, women have really become pioneers in the industry. They're making moves, they're opening up brands and, doing different things, which is great and should be celebrated. Like I said, sales are, like I said, a lot of times women are coming in, introducing men to the cigar lounge, which is a great thing. But again, I think that overall people should be intentional about the experience, men and women alike.
Well, I guess all no different than going to church,
Pretty
right?
much.
You go to church, you find a spouse, instead of taking it in the Lord, amen.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Well, interestingly enough, the Lord
Try to-
is everywhere you go.
Try to lay him on the altar.
Well,
But I do have a question, because one thing, like, we've had a few women on the show, and having the women on the show, we've also learned that sometimes men challenge you, right? They want to flex their cigar muscle, right?
Yeah.
I know what you know about cigars. They put this flex on you, and Patio is really known for having women in the humidor.
Right.
Like almost since its inception, there's always been at least one woman in the humidor, right? So how do you deal with the? Well, never mind. I know how you deal with those challenges, but. How does it affect your day-to-day when it comes to people coming in with that mindset or attitude?
I think that just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And a lot of times, like you mentioned, being in the humidor, my challenges most of the time do not come from women. It's usually men. And it's never based on choosing a cigar. It's never on introducing them to different types of cigars. It's usually with me being authoritative in regards to entry fees, things of that nature. Unfortunately, with a lot of black cigar lounges, you have people that come in with that IOU mentality. Oh, well, this is a black establishment. I just want to go inside and see if my friend there. Oh, well, I'll be back. No, we're not going to do that, because when you go other places, if they tell you jump on one foot and tie your shoe and dig in your ear to get inside, then you're going to do that. So I think that unfortunately we have a lot of issues with men in particular, in my experience, that come into black establishments and do not respect the black business. And I think that is unfortunate, but we have to work on that, because just because we're black owned doesn't mean that we don't have black SOPs, and doesn't mean that we don't have black standards, and just standards overall, and that's something that should be respected. So how do I handle things?
well, step.
So how do I handle things in
I'm in charge
situations
of the
like
girl.
that?
I'm in charge of the girl.
I mean, typically, like I said, I try to be graceful initially, but my whole thing is the energy you give me is the energy I'm going to give back. So if I have to be assertive, then I don't have a problem with being that.
Right.
If I have to be graceful, I have no problem with being that. So any direction you want me to go in, yes, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm versatile, I know how to maneuver, and that's how we handle those things.
well, let me play devil's advocate, right? Because you did touch on something when it comes to black establishments, especially in Atlanta, right? So black establishment in Atlanta, in my personal opinion, sometimes we put roses on everything, right? It's a little bit of extra decoration. What we call is a grass wall mentality. Okay. Grass wall mentality is it's going to be valet parking. Grass wall mentality is it's going to be a cover charge. Grass wall mentality is it's going to be an 18 to 20% gratuity coming in. So on the other side, these other establishments, they don't have these same guidelines, right? So I think there's sometimes what we do in our culture is we lose the element of cigar lounge, which is nothing wrong with that. It's something only wrong with it when we only say that's what it is.
Okay.
One thing I do love about patio, and I've said it many a times, is the fact that it's patio social and cigar lounge, which gives you an element that there's a social element, not just a cigar element in-house.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I have problems with places that I want to go and just chill and smoke. I'm a enthusiast. You know, I won't say a tobacconist, but I'm damn close. Okay, so I like to just sit. I like a quiet environment to sit in, to smoke. And here at the patio, 3150 Highland Parkway
Yes.
in Smyrna, Georgia,
Yeah.
the membership room does allow that. So for those who are members here, which we're in the member room right now, they have that element. The doors are closed, it's not too loud, it's not a lot of talking, no one's dancing. It's just sit back, cigar lounge in here. But sometimes, even as a member to get in here, there's a lot of boxes you have to check, right? You have to check the valet parking box. Sometimes you have to check the gratuity box. So how do you be compassionate to those who may not be from Atlanta grass wall culture, right? They're visiting, and they feel like, damn it, I just spent $40 before I even stepped a foot inside. You know, how do you deal with those people? Like, do you try to educate them? Are you less patient with them? You know, like, how do you deal with those situations?
Well, like I said, I definitely try to exercise patience in all that I do. You know, initially, before I come to work, I'm always prayed up because you don't know exactly who and or what you're going to be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So coming into the patio, having people that may be visitors, first timers, yes, I do take the time to educate them because I think that that's important. You know, coming out to the patio is your first time experience. I want it to be a memorable experience.
Right.
I want it to be something to say, hey, this young lady, when I came into the humidor, she told me what the guidelines were, what the house rules were. She told me what was proper cigar etiquette because, again, I think that, like I said, people don't realize that being in the humidor is more than just selling cigars.
Correct.
It's more than customer service.
Your front line.
Yeah, it's front line and it's ministry.
Right.
You get an opportunity to pour into people because people come to the humidor, they may not know you, but that's their opportunity to release.
Right.
So, like I said, I am very patient with the people that I have to deal with that may be visitors. I give them the education that they need, explain to them what the process is, and people are usually open with that. They usually, like I said, I typically don't have issues with newcomers.
Okay.
It's usually people that are regulars that, you know,
Yeah.
want to come in and name drop. And I'm like, you know, well, you know, I know such and such. And I'm
I've
like,
had it
well,
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know them too.
Someone did it to me.
Someone did it to me too.
Somebody did it to me. Unbeknownst to me,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did it to
yeah,
me.
yeah.
You was like, come here. I'm like, yo,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
You know, you better tell her. I didn't know she was coming.
And that's my thing. Like I said, the energy you give
Right.
is the energy that I give back. You
Yeah,
know?
her defense, you from Brooklyn, she from Chicago, it was going to be combative.
But
Oh,
the
yeah.
great part
Yeah.
about that is even after it was combative.
It was great after.
It was great after.
Both of y'all good people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good
it
people,
was
it's
great
hard to
after.
deny good people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's hard to deny.
So I got a question for you.
Yes.
You know, with all that you got going on, emotional hydration coach, you got your company, your entrepreneurship. You know, you're here at the patio, you're working in the humidor. You know, when you find that time for yourself, how do you get to your Zen place? What are the things that you do?
So for my Zen, outside of smoking cigars, I'd say my Zen is creating. I love the process of creation from beginning to end. That whole process of transformation. Because that's pretty much what it extends to. When you
Procreating or creating? Which one?
both of them. Both of them. But, you know, just that process of creation and that element of handing something that you created to someone the energy, the time that you put into creating, coming up with the design process and bringing it to life, and the excitement that you put into it, and then actually giving that to someone, because I believe energy is transferable. So whatever I create, I try to create it in a good head and heart space, so that when you get it, you feel that same excitement, that enthusiasm, and it's just a beautiful experience. So for me, speaking of which,
the bag.
So speaking of which, I do not believe in coming out. I believe in a blessing. Anytime you get blessed, you should be a blessing.
Amen.
And like I said, I appreciate the opportunity of being on the show. So outside of doing clothes, I also do natural skincare products, and I have a cologne, perfume, got a few things going on.
Okay.
So, Jay, this is for you.
Put it to the camera first. Put it to the camera.
This for me?
Yes. This is my male cologne. It's called The Anomaly.
Oh, man.
And so this is for you.
Thank you so much. I love fragrances.
Love gifts. Look at it.
Yeah.
He's so giddy.
Yeah. This is the first time someone's ever given me a gift
tell
on the
us a little bit
show.
about it. Like, what notes do we get out of the fragrance?
So you're going to get cedar. You're going to get Palo Santo. You're going to get a few things.
Oh, I like Palo Santo.
Yeah, you're going to get a few
Hold to the
things.
camera. Yeah.
Smell it.
You should.
You should.
Jay.
Right, hold it to the camera so
Thank
you
you.
see it. There we go.
Yeah.
And where can they get this? Where can people order it?
So you can go to www.thecigarionairclub.com. So let me see. Let me put this.
We'll also put it on there so that way
Yes.
they can put the link on there for
That's a
you.
fly card, too.
And last but not least, I
Okay.
did ask you specifically what your size was.
You did.
Because outside of creating sweaters, sweatshirts, as you can see, this is one of my newest designs.
Okay.
Cigar
that's
Love
fly.
for Black History Month.
Okay,
that's
every
fly.
brother of the leaf needs a sister of the leaf.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
wow.
love it.
Absolutely. So,
Oh,
you
look
have
at that.
a Cigarionaire sweatsuit. I've been doing sweatsuits for
Oh.
as long as I remember, and now I think everybody's doing it. But,
Right. Thank you. Look at that. For those who need to know how to spell it, let me get you a good close up. Y'all see that? All right. Look at that. Oh, yes. I appreciate that's bigger and better to see. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like that.
How much do these retail for?
So it also depends on the size.
Okay.
Extra large will be around 130.
Okay.
Anything above that, 145, 150.
Okay.
I have sweatsuits, hoodies, like the fleece sweatsuits. I have those as well. Those are the tech suits for men. But
Tech
I
suits,
also
okay.
have slim fit tech suits for women. And those are $100. But they only come in small, medium, large. So
Copy.
anything outside of that,
They have to go
yeah.
male size.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna take a picture with my shit.
As you
ASAP.
should. As
You know,
should.
I'm gonna spread the love. You know me.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna make sure we all know.
Oh, yeah. That's
I
what I'm
love
talking
it.
about.
I love it. That is gorgeous. Yes, I love it. All right, well, tell them how to reach you on social media and everything, please.
All right, guys. So on social media, my personal page is JubyG2. JubyG is significant for me because my son passed away in New Year's Eve 2007.
Oh,
So
okay, sorry to hear that.
JUBEEG and the number 2. Cigarionaire, CIGARIONARE on Instagram. That is my AIRE.
Okay.
Yes, that is my.
I thought we misspelled it. You know I'm a corrector.
That is my social media handle for my business page. You can also go to www.thecigarionairclub.com to purchase your merchandise, and we will see you around.
Thank you. And Jay, before we get out here, tell them how to reach you, brother. What you got going on?
What I got going on or
Yeah.
where they can reach me at? Which one?
Make sure too.
Mixture of the two. All right. Well, this is gonna be my relaxation week. You know, everybody know I'm the single mother of the year, so my kids gonna be with their mom. I'm gonna be relaxing, kicking it, man. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
You're a cheerleading coach too.
Oh.
No, I kind of made that up.
He almost got the elbow.
Yeah.
Almost came out the top rope on him.
Sis, boom, wow.
Right. But you can find me at on Instagram at JDMoney1000. Also on X at JDeniro. Thank you.
And as always, First of all, thank you once again for coming, Shannon. I'm glad you came. We've been talking about it since last season.
Yes,
Right.
we have.
But this is the perfect time because now we're better prepared. So we all ready and good for you. Shout out to our director, Britt in the house, always doing her thug thizzle. She did it without a smile this week, but it's okay.
Yeah,
We
it's
know
all
she's
right.
still loved.
Yeah. I don't even know if she listened to us.
First of all,
I think she
she's
listened to
not.
some music. I think she listened to some music.
She over there in her zen.
Yeah. Right.
I'm you.
We done had a glass of wine. She done finished the bottle.
Right.
All right, so thank y'all for coming out with us, spending time with us. Make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Practical Smokers. On IG, follow us at Practical Smokers. I'm your host at Cole D. Parker on everything. Stay humble, stay blessed, stay lit. We out.
Peace.
Shout out to all the women.